Hello and welcome. In this video tutorial, I'm going to walk you through downloading and installing Visual Studio Code, one of the most popular code editors for web development. Visual Studio Code is free, open source, and available for all major operating systems. On its homepage, you'll find an overview of its features. I recommend scrolling through the site to familiarize yourself. And one of the areas that I suggest is code with extensions. As you become more comfortable with the editor, extensions will help you expand its functionality and streamline your workflow. Downloading and installing Visual Studio Code. To begin, you're going to want to go ahead and go to the official website, which is code.visualstudio.com. At the top, click the download button. Click the appropriate operating system for your computer. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select Windows. And I'm going to go ahead and double click on this executable file. I'm going to go ahead and accept the agreement and select Next. I do want to create a desktop icon and I'll select Next. It's going to go ahead and install the software for me. And then when you're done, select Finish. Visual Studio Code has now opened. On the right-hand side is the welcome page, and on the left-hand side, icons. I'm going to go to the bottom. In the bottom left-hand corner where it says Manage, there's a little widget, and I'm going to select Themes and Color Theme. And you can use your up and down arrows on your keyboard to select a color theme that best suits you. I'm going to go ahead and select the Dark Visual Studio. For more guidance, you'll want to go to the Help menu and Video Tutorials. And here are introductory videos that may help you better utilize this software. So you have a Getting Started, Code Editing, Productivity Tips, and Personalize. I'm going to go ahead and close this. Now I'd like to install some extensions which will enhance my development experience. On the left-hand side, I have these icons, and if I hover over top of them, they will go ahead and tell me what they do. The one that looks like the 3 squares and the 4th square is rotated, I'm going to select that. That is extensions. Now, I already have some extensions installed, but the extensions that I recommend that you install will be the live server, and you're going to go ahead and click an install button. Another one that I suggest that you use is Prettier. And make sure that you select the install button. Prettier is a code formatter, and it will automatically format your code for consistency. So after you've installed it, make sure that you go to Settings, Manage, Settings, Format, on Save, and just make sure that this checkbox is selected. You're also going to want to have a spell checker. So I'm going to type in spell right. And you're going to want to install this. And I'm going to say trust. And the other one that you're going to want to have is a debugger. And the one that I am using is Debugger for Firefox. So I'm going to install that. Trust. Each extension includes a description, a download count, and user ratings. When in doubt, Search for tutorials on YouTube to understand how and when to use them. To uninstall an extension, you simply click on the extension that you've already installed, and then you can click the uninstall. You can also go to the Manage Settings button down here at the bottom, Extensions, and this will bring you back to extensions. I'm going to go ahead and close all of these. Creating a course folder. I'm going to minimize my screen. And on my desktop, I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to create a new folder. And I'm going to name this folder WebD152. If you're a Mesa College student, it will be named WebD152. And if you're a Southwestern College student, it will be named CIS152. And this is the only folder name that I want you to use. It's either CIS152 or it is WebD152. No other folder naming convention is allowed. Notice it's all in lowercase and there's no space between the characters and the numbers. I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to go back into Visual Studio Code. I'm going to go to the left-hand side where it has the file, and I'm going to select Open Folder. And it's on my desktop, and it's WebD152. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select that folder. All right, I have my WebD152 folder in here. If you're a Mesa College student, it'll be named WebD152. If you're a Southwestern College student, it'll be named CIS152. On the right-hand side, I have these icons. The first icon is to New File. The second is New Folder. This one is to refresh the Explorer. And then the next one is to collapse folders in the Explorer. I'm going to go ahead and select the New Folder icon, and I'm going to name this Chapter 1. Notice it's all in lowercase, there's no spaces, and this is the naming convention that I want you to use for this course. I'm going to select Enter. I now want to create a file. I'm going to select the new file. It's going to be named index.html. Notice it's all in lowercase, there's no spaces, there's no capitalization. And I'm going to go ahead and hit Enter. For this course, we're going to go ahead and use Emmet. Emmet is a built-in toolkit in Visual Studio Code that helps you write HTML and CSS faster by using shorthand abbreviations that expand into complete code snippets. I'm going to go ahead and type the exclamation point, and then I'm going to press the Tab key, which expands it into the full HTML5 boilerplate. On line 6, where we have the title tag and it says document, I'm going to double click on this and I'm going to type in my first paragraph. Between the body tags, I'm going to type the letter P, and then I'm just going to type tab. And I'm going to go ahead and type in my favorite beverage. So I'm going to type my favorite beverage is green tea. Green tea provides a gentle caffeine boost without the jitters, often associated with coffee. Notice when I type, it's all the way across the page, and I don't want that to be like that, so I'm going to go, I believe it's under View, and select Word Wrap. And now it's going to go ahead and wrap it so that I can see all of the content that is on this page. Now, if you want to learn more about Emmet, because we will be using this for the course, I'm going to go under Help, and I'm going to go to Editor Playground. And I'm going to select on this blue hyperlink that says Emmet. So it explains Emmet takes the snippets idea to a whole new level. You can type CSS-like expressions that can be dynamically parsed and produced output depending on what you type in the abbreviation. So in this particular abbreviation, they're typing in an unordered list, and inside of this unordered list, they're going to have list items, and they're going to give the list item a class. That period stands for a class of item, and they're going to give it 5 list items that are all going to have the class of item as for their list items. Now we'll learn more about that. So what I want you to explore is the Emmett cheat sheet. And I'm going to go ahead and open this. The Emmett cheat sheet is divided into several sections that help web developers quickly write HTML and CSS code using shorthand syntax. The syntax section explains how Emmett abbreviations work and how they expand into full code. The HTML section provides shortcuts for commonly used HTML elements. And the CSS section allows you to use shorthand to write CSS rules faster. We will be using in an upcoming lesson, but you have the HTML at the top and you have CSS at the bottom. I'm just going to go ahead and minimize this and open back up Visual Studio Code. I'm going to go ahead and close this, and I'm going to go ahead and save this file. I'm going to go to File and Save. And then I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to go back out to my WebD152 folder that's on my desktop. I'm going to double click on this, and you can see inside of here I have a Chapter 1 folder, and inside of that I have an index.html file. So this folder is now connected to Visual Studio Code. So once your folder structure is in place, you'll want to keep all your project files and lessons organized within your main course folder. This helps you stay consistent throughout the semester. All right, some final tips. You'll want to use the Help menu. It includes documentation, and it includes Editor Playground, and then video tutorials. And there's tips and tricks. And you'll want to keep your folder structure neat to avoid confusion. Thanks for watching. I hope this tutorial helps you feel confident using Visual Studio Code this semester. Happy coding!